Okay, welcome to episode 0 of the Pootcast. Start of something fantastic. That's great. So basically, the reason why it's episode 0 is because it's not an actual episode. It's just we're going to be explaining who we are. We're going to be explaining what the podcast is. It's going to be a good old time. Hopefully, I don't know if this is going to be a quick episode or a long one.
Well, it's more of just like an intro episode. So like if it is shorter, it
doesn't matter.
Sense,
If it's 4 hours long, that'd be pretty dope. That's
but
the goal.
I
anyway.
don't really think it's gonna be that long.
Yes. So basically, that's what this episode is. It's not a real episode. Hopefully, if someone's watching like a future episode, like we're talking about Pokemon, and they're like,
or listening.
Yeah. they're listening with their eyes or watching with their ears. I mean, they will be like we're going to be talking about Pokemon or something. And they're like, I wonder what this dude is. I wonder who this guy is.
Bless you, David.
I'm really sorry.
They're going to be like, I wonder what this dude's about. Who is this guy? Let's find out about him instead of sending us a Twitter DM. Like, one sec. Instead of sending us like a Twitter DM, like, oh, what about this? What do you think about this? You can just hopefully go back, watch this episode, and then you'll know everything you need to know. All right. Yes, David?
It's kind of, I'm just gonna say it's a bit of a point of reference.
Yes. It's a reference point.
Thank you. Beautifully reworded my words
Yes,
there,
yes.
Peyton. Appreciate that.
Yep. So basically, what we're gonna do with this podcast is we're going to talk about like pop culture things that everyone can bond over. Nothing that people are gonna disagree. I mean, obviously we're gonna disagree with some people about shit we say,
But
obviously.
like no politics.
No politics for sure. Not something that's going to alienate a lot of people. We're gonna talk about things that everyone has in common. First of all, politics podcasts are very oversaturated nowadays. And also, the more important thing, do I really want to talk about politics?
Absolutely
Not really.
No.
That doesn't sound very fun.
No.
Like some of these political podcasters, I just don't know how they do it every day because that seems depressing to me, honestly.
Especially like the amount of hate that they can get.
Yeah.
Because
it's insane.
There's a lot of people that obviously have different standpoints of it.
Yeah.
But we don't want to get into that.
Yeah, we
Like
want to make people happy, not upset. That's our goal, essentially. That's the goal. The next point I have here is goals, and that's the main goal we have is just to have a fun time, just just make people happy, that kind of thing.
We're just messing around.
We're messing around.
Just talking.
If we do start talking about politics, just send us a message of my voice clip saying that we're never going to talk about it, and we'll fix it.
Just fucking put them on blast.
Put them on blast. Put me on blast, please.
I'll put you on blast.
Anyone.
At Peyton Schindler. Do you have a Twitter account?
I deleted everything on it prior to making this.
That's probably a good idea. I probably should. I have some.
Yep.
Controversial tweets at Marty Liebrick.
No.
No.
I'm not gonna say my at yet because I got some things I have to get rid of.
Yep. I don't even know if that's my at either. It might be. I don't remember. I don't use Twitter. But anyway, next thing, why we're doing it. So the main reason I wanted to do this is because I listen to a lot of podcasts. I listen to Joe Rogan. I listen to Dan Carlin. Dan Carlin's fantastic, by the way. I listen to a little bit of the Misfits. I'm not as big of a fan as these other people are.
I love the Misfits. And
I listen to the H3 podcast, which, by the way, almost not a podcast because when you listen to that thing when you're not watching it, when you just have earbuds in, you're listening, you don't know what's going on. A lot of the time, they're watching videos. I mean, I love that podcast, but I mean, this is not going to be visual. You're going to be able to listen to this with your earbuds. That's our goal. Anyway, what I was talking about originally is I listen to a lot of these podcasts and they don't talk about things that there's a lot of things that I want to hear about, just while I'm driving, and there's no podcast to really talk about it. Like, I want to hear people's like stories on games, stories on like, everyone has memories from when they were playing a video game when they were younger, or memories from other things like that. And they have a lot of stories to tell. And those would be super interesting to hear, but no one else does it. Unless, obviously probably someone does and I didn't hear about them, but, and then that's going to be told to me, I'm sure. But, basically, yeah, that's what we want to do here. And yeah, so the history of myself in podcasting, when I was like about 5 years ago, I bought a Blue Snowball microphone. It's a USB microphone. It's not good. These ones I have are XLR. They're a lot nicer. But the one that I bought was USB. I thought it was really high quality at the time, but it sounds like garbage compared to these. And I wanted to do a history podcast, but then, I was doing it and I was like, I can talk a lot about history, but obviously when I'm doing things off the cuff, I'm going to get something wrong. I'm going to get something wrong. So I don't want like people to put me on blast for saying something wrong, which I will do if I'm doing it off the cuff. So I was like, oh, I got to write a script. And then I was like, I can't write a script for a 2-hour podcast. That's going to take me days. And I was in school and all that. So and so that got put on hold, but I've wanted to do this for about 5 years. And then it came up. I've worked on a bunch of projects, but suddenly the podcast idea came up again. I was like, I actually have a job now. I got some money. I can actually buy equipment for it.
And you have some friends to do it with now, so you're not just solo.
I had friends before.
No,
Don't fucking lie.
I'm just saying that you have more people to do,
yes,
like, and elaborate with, and like have an actual like conversation, and not just sitting there
certainly
talking about one thing just by yourself for hours.
There's a lot of things that history has, but there's already Dan Carlin, and I don't want to copy him, so he's good enough. You don't need anyone else besides Dan Carlin. I know he doesn't upload super often, but he's a great podcast. Check him out. As if people who are watching this have never heard of Dan Carlin. But so yeah, I wanted to do this for a while, and I just bought a bunch of things for it. This was a little off the cuff. It was less than a month ago. I was like, hey guys, want to do this? So here we are now.
And you had talked about like past projects that you have always started, and they just never really got going. And this is definitely one that you brought up, and everyone was behind.
Oh yeah,
and everyone was wanting like,
we're gonna make it work.
Like, we want to actually do this.
Yes.
Hence getting all this equipment to actually start a good podcast.
Yeah, I've put more money into this than any other project. I worked on a card game for a while. I couldn't get an artist to do it, so I stole some artwork just to test it. It looks cool, but yeah.
I can confirm it looks cool.
Have you played it?
No, but you showed me it. It looks cool.
Yeah, I also worked on a board game. That wasn't really like a thing where I was like, I'm gonna get some people who like this. It's gonna be great. That was more for fun. It was a World War I board game, but I kind of just lost interest in that. So now we're going to this project. Hopefully it does well, because I want it to work out.
Same here.
Yes.
Same here. Because
I also really enjoy podcasts, and I've always wanted to do one. But I'm sorry for interrupting.
That's fine.
I also really enjoy podcasts, and
okay,
yeah, that's it.
What podcast do you listen to, David?
I like the Joe Rogan Experience. It's a good one. I feel like I'm really close to your face. Are you comfortable with that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm just making sure. Okay. I like the Joe Rogan Experience. The H3 podcast is pretty good. And there's a dude. He's a YouTuber. Jesus Christ! I need to learn to speak if I'm gonna do this. He's a YouTuber named Curtis Connor, and he has it's the Very Really Good podcast, I think, something like that.
What's it about? I haven't heard of it.
He's just talking about shit. Like, he talks about a ton
Random
of shit.
stuff. Okay.
Yeah, like, no, he there's a fuck ton of episodes. It's crazy, but yeah.
More than Joe Rogan or less? Joe Rogan has about like 1,400 episodes.
Yeah, definitely less. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right. So I guess I'll talk about myself, and then we'll go to Marty, and then David, then Liam, then Amy. All the people here, all the good old people. For me, basically, my name's Peyton. And actually, I didn't even think about this. I didn't write this down, but I'm gonna have to talk about why it's called the Pootcast too. I totally forgot about that. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna do that now before I talk about myself.
You need context.
Yes. So the reason it's called the Pootcast, this is a long story, but this is the perfect time to explain it. In fact, so basically, I used to play like computer games with my friends. I had a couple friends. His name was Andrew, and we played like Europa, Universalis 4, Civ 5, GTA, Minecraft. You know, the usual stuff. And one day I made this, like, I was pretty young, but I was so before this, prior to this, I was talking to him about how I thought Russian churches looked really cool. Now, if you are here and or if you want to look it up, they do look pretty cool. But basically, yeah, I was telling him how they look cool and all that, and it was just prior to this. Then after that, I had made him, or I was making the survival games world on my server that I had bought, and I like spent hours and hours and hours making the survival games world, and I really wanted someone to test it with, but no one would. So basically, I kept begging him. He was playing some game. I think it was like an anime game, I want to say, something like that, with his other friend. And I kept begging him to play the survival games just to test it out, because I spent a long time on this map. And he told me, you know, Peyton, you keep talking about these Russian churches, and if you keep begging me to play this stupid game, I'm going to call you Putin for the rest of your life. Like Vladimir Putin, you know, the president of Russia. And then I didn't stop begging him, because I really wanted this to happen. I really wanted someone to play this with me. So I didn't stop, and he started calling me Putin, which was spelt differently than the regular Putin. It was Pootin. That's how he spelled it. As it was probably, I don't know, he was a weird one. So then eventually that just shortened to Poot, and then that's what people have called me for a while, so I've named myself that on a bunch of things. But that's why it's called the Pootcast. Anyway, I'll talk about myself now. I'm 18 years old. And so is about everyone else. We're all around the same age, 17, 18. And I am a technician. That's what I work as right now. It's a pretty good job. So, and that actually helped me a lot setting up this podcast. I know quite a bit about like cabling and setting things up and stuff like that. And then I live in the western Wisconsin area. It doesn't really matter that I say this, but Eau Claire specifically. So, yeah, and all of us are from there, by the way. So yeah, that's where we live.
But not all of us grew up here.
That's true. David grew up still in Wisconsin, and Amy was from Colorado. She lived in Colorado for a little bit. But anyway, so this is my interests. I'm into video games. Specifically, I guess I'm into the Elder Scrolls series, Bethesda in general, Fallout. I have a hard time getting into Fallout, but I really like the Elder Scrolls, and it's similar to Fallout. And then
the older Fallouts, because the newer Fallouts are kind of.
I played a little bit of Fallout 4. It was all right.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that you gotta like look after. It feels like micromanagey.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit. I like Call of Duty. So does everyone, but not the newer ones. I'm really into World at War. That's my favorite one. Black Ops is good too. The Treyarch ones are awesome. The newest Call of Duty I actually like is Black Ops 3. After that,
zombies.
Yeah, just zombies. Multiplayer was garbage. Maybe that's just because I sucked at it.
Probably.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at like the older Call of Duty multiplayers, but when they started adding like jumping and stuff, people were just, I can't aim that well.
Yeah.
when there's people flying all over the place.
Also,
So
just
hard.
when they added the exosuits and stuff like that, it's just
Yep.
it changed the whole curve of the game, and it made it, in my opinion, not
Yep.
as fun.
Right. So, yeah, Call of Duty, and then I was really into Pokemon when I was younger. I can't really play the games anymore, but when I was younger, I really liked Pokemon. I'm actually trying to get rid of my games now because I have them just sitting around and I don't play them. Recently, I've gotten into some Nintendo games. Like I just bought Ocarina of Time, even though I seem to have lost the cartridge.
You just bought that
I know, it's really like
a week or so ago.
I know, I can't find it.
Is it in your car?
I took it out. I set it on that table over there, but it's gone now.
Maybe Liam took it.
Yeah, Liam stole it.
Greedy bastard.
Yeah. He really likes Legend of Zelda. Me and him might have to do an episode sometime, but I've never really played Legend of Zelda, whereas that was like the first video game he ever played. But me and him are both into the Elder Scrolls, so that's the episode we're definitely gonna do.
He's also a big Nintendo boy.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, I've gotten into some Nintendo stuff recently. I really like, I've been getting into Smash Bros. Ultimate, even though I suck at it. I'm getting better though, I think.
You always try to go for the Pokemon trainer and just
Yeah.
suicide off the edge with Charizard.
Pokemon Trainer is not very good, but I want to main him just because I like Pokemon. It's the only Pokemon's the only real Nintendo game that I have a long history with. Besides that, not really anything else.
What about Minecraft?
Minecraft, the Nintendo game Minecraft.
Yeah.
Minecraft I have a long history with. I really do like Minecraft. Yes, so there's Minecraft. With movies, I don't really know. I don't watch a whole lot of movies. But we are going to talk about them. I don't like anime movies, but I do really like Spirited Away. That's a good one. But yeah, movies are not, I'm not super strong on. I'd rather play video games than watch movies. TV shows, I really like Breaking Bad. The Walking Dead's good too. Those I watched a lot. I've probably seen the Family Guy series about 8 times over.
I don't think I've met anyone that hasn't seen that 8 times over, because it's just a classic.
Yep.
To just continue to watch.
American Dad's good too.
Those.
All those, yeah, they're all good.
South Park.
Yeah, I didn't watch a whole lot of South Park, but I've seen a few episodes that were pretty good.
I've been rewatching those recently.
It's not on Netflix. That's probably why I haven't seen it. And then my main thing really for me that's probably different than most people here is that I'm really into cards. So, I've been collecting Pokemon cards since I was a kid. I just never stopped. I've slowed down quite a bit, obviously, but I have, the whole base set. I'm working on base set 2. Yeah, I have more money in Pokemon cards than I care to admit. And I also collect bicycle playing cards. Playing cards are also fun. I like to play blackjack and stuff like that. So yeah, and then everyone else on the podcast are just people that I'm friends with that I had in a group chat, and I was like, hey, let's do this. They all kind of met through me, too. Did you know anyone else?
Liam, I've known.
You've known Liam,
longer.
yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes, Liam. Yeah. When did you meet Liam?
I want to say it was either elementary school or middle school.
Sheesh. It goes back a while.
I can't quite remember if Liam went to my elementary school or not.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'll have to, I don't remember if he went to the same elementary school as I did or not.
Yes. David I've known since middle school. It was years and years ago. And then Marty I knew from work when I started working at McDonald's when I was like a junior or a sophomore. And Amy I met in high school. She sat next to me. I met her in chemistry junior year. I remember that. And then that's everyone. Liam I met at work as well.
Mm-hmm.
He also went to my high school, but I saw him at my work, and then I saw him at high school, and I was like, I should talk to this guy, and then here we are. All right, so that's me basically. Now we'll move on to Marty, I guess.
That was a very, very nice intro that you had there, Peyton. I appreciate all that. But yeah, my name is Marty. I've pretty much lived in Eau Claire my entire life, or I have lived in Eau Claire my entire life. I used to live in another house, but I had moved when I was very young because we had lived in an apartment, so we wanted to move because my mom was gonna have another child, which is my little sister. So we had to move. So we moved into another smaller house, and then so it was me, my mom and dad, and my sister living in the house, and so I've pretty much just been living there ever since. I've always enjoyed video games and like computers and stuff like that because my dad has always had the interest too, and so I got a lot of information and like stuff like that from him. So I definitely want to carry out his interests because I definitely looked up to him a lot. So yeah, some of my interests were video games. I really like and
Minecraft.
enjoy, yes, Minecraft, but some music. Love just listening to music while playing video games. Even just having music on and just playing some games. One thing that I want to like do because of it's an interest of mine is becoming like an IT person because I love working with computers and technology and stuff like that. As David is also, I'm also into streetwear and clothing. I always love, or it's probably not as long as I've enjoyed technology and stuff like that, but it's definitely been my whole high school career. I've enjoyed dressing nice and
Teddy
wearing-
Fresh.
I don't have any Teddy Fresh.
Oh, you got to get some.
I should get some,
Yes.
but I do wear like more vintage clothing. Some hype stuff is all, I guess.
Vintage. What decade?
Well, this shirt is the 80s. I definitely have some 90s like polo.
I like 70s stuff. That's my fashion choice. That's
Yeah.
my 2 cents for fashion right there. I like
Yeah.
70s style. It's pretty
It's not-
cool.
It's not a bad fashion style.
Yes.
I'm also very interested in like graphic designs. I had made a Instagram for doing graphic design stuff and hasn't really gone anywhere. But
I haven't seen that.
I thought I showed it to you.
I don't think so. Let me look it up. What is it called?
It's at below zero graphics.
Instagram. Okay.
Below
zero.
because it
Is it spelled out 0 or is it?
no zero like the number
the-
zero.
Okay. Oh, I found it.
Yeah.
Dang. You only got 18 followers, dude. You need to
Yeah,
boost that.
I do need to boost that.
Well, you got
but-
19 now.
Ooh, thank you for that. Yeah, shout out that Instagram. Go follow it. Below zero, number zero graphics.
Yes. Dude, you should have made the logo for
Yeah,
this
I-
podcast instead of Liam.
Yeah, I was thinking about redoing the whole thing. 'Cause
Yeah, his colors clashed.
it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
It was a good markup. But I definitely will be doing something.
Yes. You know, the
Better.
colors I was thinking were gasoline green.
Gasoline green. Okay.
I have the color code for that. It is, I believe, 1165.
You want to just send that to me so I can get that
Here, let me.
going.
I mean, we can say it on the podcast. 11 or the 255, RGB code is
Yeah.
116569. And then like a hot pink as the secondary color.
Okay, so the gasoline green has like the background.
No, the Poot would be gasoline green. The Cast would be like a hot pink,
What would we want background color to be?
transparent.
Transparent. Okay. I'll
Yes, I liked his design. I just didn't like the colors.
Yeah.
He said I told him what I wanted. I told him exactly what I just told you, and he said he was gonna do that. But we'll see.
I probably can. I'll whip something up.
Okay.
I'll whip something up.
All right.
But yeah, currently I'm a cook at a local restaurant. Like Peyton said, I'd worked at McDonald's with him for I worked there for like 2.5 years.
It's a good high school job.
Yeah, definitely a good
Underrated.
high school job. It definitely can get old.
Yep.
For depending on who you are, because I know
Yep.
there's people working there still that I had worked with prior.
People give it a lot of grief because of the wage, but it's really not that bad.
Yeah, it's decent wage for a starting job. Like it's a perfect starting job. Like that was my first job. I worked there, and then, but currently I'm working at a local restaurant. We have pretty decent food. Peyton can.
I didn't like your soda.
Yeah, that was Peyton's complaint, but
It was Liam's complaint too. We both complained.
yeah.
It was most restaurants filter the water. That one was not filtered. You could taste the fluoride because our city puts fluoride in the water. You could taste it, and then like there wasn't enough soda syrup, so it was like it just tasted like fluoride water. It's pretty bad.
I think what the problem was is it was the bag getting to the end probably, and we just
probably almost out. Yeah.
Because I don't know how often we change those. Because I'm not the one who deals with that.
Right.
So
Actually, I'm blaming you entirely.
that's entirely fine. I'll just
It was entirely your fault.
okay.
I know you just started there when we went, but it was your fault
Okay.
for our bad culinary experience.
Well, not the culinary part exactly. It was just
The food was great.
yeah. The food there is high quality.
My dog just burped. That was funny.
That was loud. I don't know if you guys could hear that on the podcast or not. Probably not. But yeah, I've been wanting to do a podcast for a while now. Not as long as Peyton has, but I definitely have been listening to Misfits podcast, Joe Rogan Experience. I haven't listened to much of the H3H3, but I've definitely enjoyed the episodes I've seen slash listened to. I listened to a lot of Off Topic, the Rooster Teeth podcast that they have.
I've never heard either of those.
Oh,
None of them.
do you know Rooster Teeth at all?
Oh, I've heard of them.
You've heard of them, so you know like their video games and stuff like that.
Games. I knew that.
They do like they just do a podcast and talk about like new video games that are coming out, and
Right.
I don't know if, but I definitely haven't, because I used to watch a lot of their like GTA videos and stuff like that, and so I just got into listening to podcasts. I haven't listened to much of them recently because I've been more interested in the Misfits and stuff like that, and I've just been busy with work and just a whole bunch of stuff going on. I enjoy board games. Board games are very fun.
Forgot to mention that I love board games too.
Yeah, we need to have a tabletop night.
Yes, I have Dragonology right in there. I have a couple board games right in that cabinet there.
I have like a closet full of board games.
Sorry, Sliders.
I'm pretty sure we have Sorry, but that isn't something that. I mean, we could.
Yes, I like those. Like I want to play Civ, the board game Civ, but I feel like the video game is 100 times better.
Probably. Just kidding. I've played Civ. I enjoy video games. Civ it's enjoyable, but I have a very short attention span.
Yeah.
Sometimes. So depending on like my mood or something, Civ is a very impossible game to play. But other times that I'm able to.
Depending on the mood.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like if I'm tired and like I just can't focus, but like it's a fun game. I kind of get, since I'm kind of newer to the game when Peyton introduced it to me.
We got to play that sometime.
We haven't played that in a while.
Yeah.
Do
you have it on Steam?
Yeah.
Okay, you could log in on this laptop. We could play today if you wanted.
Possibly. I still have to go mow some lawns.
Oh right, I forgot about that.
So that might have to be put on hold. But what else? But yeah, been
That's it.
Yeah.
All right.
I guess
we'll move on
that's
to
a wrap.
David next. Yeah. David time.
All right, so my name is David, and I'm on this thing because I'm friends with Peyton, and I guess he thought I'd make a good addition. A great addition to this team.
In fact, maybe the best edition.
The best.
Yes.
All right, you heard it here first. You don't even know anything about me yet, Peyton. We've just begun. Okay.
That's a lie. I've known you for a while.
Okay. Well,
You're lying to
we'll get into
everyone
that
I know.
in a second, Mister. Okay. Yeah, I'm friends with Peyton. I thought it would be a nice opportunity to speak my piece, be able to get my opinions out there. Not that anybody really gives a shit, to be honest, about my opinion. But I grew up in Western Milwaukee. I moved here in 2010 because I don't know, because my parents decided to, because they got fired. Western Wisconsin. Yeah. Okay. The lights turned off. What are you doing, man? Sit down. Yeah. I've been friends with Peyton for a little bit, since probably middle school. Definitely middle school. Yeah.
For sure, middle school.
7th grade, 6th grade. I don't know.
Yeah. No,
Around there.
I didn't go to that middle school in 6th grade. It was definitely 7th grade.
Yeah.
Maybe even 8th.
Okay.
It was probably 7th.
It's probably 7th grade. We rode the bus together and shit. We live, like, close to each other. Sort of. We live in the sticks out in the middle of fucking nowhere, which is sick.
There's a raceway near our house.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, some of my interests are I like to dress nice, I like streetwear. I like to play some video games, and I don't know, like specifically I like Pokemon. Heart Gold is by far the best Pokemon game in my opinion. I like to play Skyrim. I like to play Minecraft. I like to play
Answer your own question.
I
please.
don't. It's the only 3 games I know.
You call yourself a gamer.
Flappy Bird. I like Flappy Bird, dude. Hell yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's about it for me. That's pretty much the majority of my personality.
Yeah.
From what I can talk about on here.
Okay.
I'll leave it at that. And on to Liam, the next person up.
All right, hi. So I'm Liam. You know, I'm on this podcast because my friend Peyton over here, he was. I'm in a group chat with him and a couple of people, 2 of them I'd never met before, and he was like, "Hey, you guys want to do a podcast?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, that sounds good." And everybody else thought it was fun. It was gonna be a fun idea. I met Peyton. Met Peyton by scooching a little close to him, touching, maybe rubbing thighs up, against him, in intro to teacher ed.
We met each other at McDonald's earlier than that.
Wait, we met at McDonald's?
Yeah, I knew you at McDonald's.
Yeah, we met at McDonald's. Oh, that's right. I remember that. You were talking with Paul, and I felt really threatened by you two.
Yep.
I felt really scared because I was like maybe 16, maybe 15. I was new.
You were a red hat.
Yeah.
It's a little young boy.
You know what? You don't have to bully me.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Take
thank
it
you.
back.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
no problem.
I thought this would be fun because it's a podcast. Who doesn't want to try doing a podcast and at least once? Get a little crazy, get out there,
Wacky and wild.
Wacky and wild, wacky and wild.
Wacky and wild.
Wacky and wild. I really like my interests, I guess you could say. I really like The Legend of Zelda. specifically Ocarina of Time and Wind Waker, two of my favorite Zelda games. I play a lot of Smash Brothers. Play a lot of Smash Brothers in my free time. Actually, no, I haven't been playing it a lot recently, but I used to play it a lot. And then I would come in and I would shit on Peyton and Marty. Wipe the floor with them if you would.
With Smash Bros.
Smash Bros. Yeah.
Peyton, you should get on the microphone.
Yeah. Get on the mic.
Yeah, you're talking more than me.
Yeah. Talk.
You're right. I'll talk here.
Ah, thank God.
I'm not good at Smash Bros. Liam's pretty good because he doesn't really have a life. But
Yeah, I made it to global elite.
I did beat Peyton
I made
on
it to
Smash
Smash
Bros.
Elite.
Once.
Yes.
Just putting it out there that my first time ever playing Smash Bros. I did beat Peyton.
Amy, Peyton, set up the Switch right now.
Well, yeah, we'll play after this.
Thank you. So yeah, I really like Smash Bros. I'm a big Nintendo boy, not as big as some people. Haven't really played a lot of Pokemon. Just mostly Legends of Zelda.
You need to.
I'm aware.
It's a good one. Me and David are going to do a podcast talking about Pokemon.
I'm planning on getting Soul Silver or Heart Gold, one of the two.
You can borrow my Heart Gold if you want.
I will gladly do that. Yeah, I actually I really like the Elder Scrolls, especially Morrowind. I love the lore. Gameplay wise, probably Skyrim, to be honest. It just has really smooth combat. Morrowind combat was ass. Yeah. I can't really think of anything else to say. That's me. I'm Liam.
All right.
Okay. Hi, I'm Amy. I'm 18. I work at a thrift store.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah,
That's
and
crazy.
Can you DOS yourself? Which one?
one?
I don't want to give out my coordinates,
Which one?
but it's a very
Which
popular
one?
one.
What road?
What's the address?
I honestly
the
could
address?
not tell
What's your
you.
house address?
Okay.
Actually, you know what? What's your social security number?
Yeah, while we're at it, I'll just throw that one out there too.
What the fuck are you doing?
So, I don't know. I don't really do anything. I work 40 hours a week because I'm not going to college
Jesus
right
Christ.
now. I know, it's getting awful. But I like shoes. I have about 27 pairs of shoes.
Actually?
A very specific
What?
number.
That's very...
No,
She counted
I think I
before she
have
came.
more. No, I counted before.
You counted before you came here.
No, not today.
It was specifically for the podcast.
Yeah.
It was like,
You're
I need to
right.
figure out how many shoes I have.
I
This is
used to,
That's
so
the
I
most
used to
important part.
resell them, but that got too much work. And at work, we're not allowed to buy shoes from my store or clothes and then resell them. So I thought I'd get in trouble.
Yikes.
I really like traveling, except I hate waiting at airports because airports are the stupidest thing on the planet.
Fucking suck.
I know, especially when you're there at 3 a.m.
You were from Colorado.
Yeah, I was
originally.
just gonna get to that. Well, no, I was born in Eau Claire, and I lived here until I was about 12, and then I moved to
12?
Colorado for 4 years.
Did you smoke weed?
I did not.
What the fuck?
And then I came back my junior year of high school, and I met the one and only Peyton Schindler. Oh, I just gave out your last.
He said he lived in Eau Claire already.
Now they can know your coordinates.
Yeah, I live in Elk Mound.
I don't live in Elk Mound.
No, I live in Elk Mound. You live in Eau Claire, what?
I live in. Yeah. I don't really know. I don't really play a lot of video games. Like,
Well, that's gonna change.
It's because you're a woman.
okay. Okay. I do
I'm
like
sorry.
Minecraft. I
Okay.
can get down to some MC.
I
The
like that.
Sims is probably my favorite thing to do. And
She's pretty basic.
you are 100% correct.
She's literally over here, with a fucking scrunchie in her hair and a messy bun. And I oop.
Stop. I did my hair because I was cleaning my room, okay? And I didn't even finish. 'cause you
Every
guys-
single time I've met you, you've had your hair in a messy bun.
It just happens, okay? When I.
I've only seen you 3 times in real life.
Yeah, 3 times. Usually, if I take a shower, my hair like dries really gross, so I don't have time to straighten it. So it's just up in
I
it,
just put a
and
hat
it.
on.
Yeah,
don't know how
I
it's
can't do
gonna-
that because my hair gets nasty. I do like doing hair though. That's one of my interests. I
Don't
was gonna go to
fucking
school
touch
for
my
that,
hair.
but now I think I'm gonna go for nursing. So I wanted a job that makes more money.
Do you like old people?
I actually hate old people.
You're gonna have
You
a
be a nurse.
very hard time nursing. I'm gonna tell you that. My sister had to change diapers of old people at a nursing home for years when she was becoming a nurse.
She a little frisky.
It's okay. Think about the end results of the money.
That's a good point.
And I want to be a traveling nurse. They make like a year's salary in a 16-week span. So
That's fucking sick.
I know.
Yeah, I work at McDonald's.
Yeah, which one?
Which one?
Yeah.
You say where you work. You say where you work. Which one? Which thrift store? What street?
There's 3 thrift
What's your home
stores.
address? Credit card information now.
You think I have a credit card?
Probably
You think I
not.
was approved for one of those yet? No.
Yeah. I mean, you do have a.
I don't really know what else to talk about.
Crippling nicotine addiction.
I do suffer from that one a little bit.
It's okay. It's a suffering. That's
I
shared by
did
many.
recently read that if you became addicted to a jewel as a minor, you can receive some money. Like those
Yo.
ads that say, "Were you injured by a texting driver?"
Yo, actually,
I think this is getting a little off topic.
Yes,
No,
actually,
this is important.
I can
How
send
much
you.
fucking money can I make?
I don't know, but I think I need to look into it because I'm about to get a bag from that one, way more than
exactly.
my store gives me.
You almost said where you worked.
No, I didn't.
Aww. I think it starts with an S.
Hope Gospel Mission?
Yeah.
Goodwill.
Shop Gospel Mission.
Work at Goodwill? You were
Goodwill?
just kidding.
You just threw shade at Goodwill.
Did you know
dude.
that they don't pay their special needs employees?
Goodwill doesn't?
They
That's
stopped.
fucked up.
The special ones don't get.
They don't get equal rights.
No. It's true.
Is that your piece, Amy?
No.
Yeah, I don't really got much
No.
else.
Like how peaked that is.
I
All
know.
right, so I guess that's the end of episode 0. We're gonna come up with the next part, or I guess it's not a part of this one, but it's our next episode 1. We're gonna figure out what that's about. It could be, I was thinking either Pokemon with David, or we could talk about the Elder Scrolls with Liam, which would be interesting.
I thought Liam and I were gonna talk about sweatsuits
Yeah, what happened to the
for a
sweatsuits?
whole podcast.
Sweatsuits.
I think we should have one about fashion and everybody have.
Yes,
I think that should be episode 1.
we could do multiple episodes about fashion.
Yeah, but
Specifically sweatsuits.
no.
that's-
Yeah, maybe. Could we talk about sweatsuits for a good
All
40
right.
minutes?
Well,
Can we do that right now?
I'm gonna wrap this episode up. So yes.
Goodbye.
Please.
So yeah, we're gonna wrap this one up, and yeah, tune in for our first episode. It'll probably be maybe next week. It's the goal. Goodbye.
Goodbye.